Welcome back everybody, back to another Redstone video. I'm here in the Redstone Survival series where I'm gonna show you guys everything to do with Redstone. This is the fourth episode if I'm correct. The last time we worked on the shop part, which is working very good here. I did not fill it with minecarts yet. Oh, I have more Redstone here. Let me take that with me. Um, but the whole point was that we have our own station here. I started digging the track all the way to the first central station where I built an empty hallway. I think we are gonna end up there sooner or later in these episodes. But first, I have a big problem. Yes, I know it's a big problem. Well, anyways, as you can see here, this is because of the digging. And we have more over here. I sorted the most of the things because, yeah, well, I needed to place it somewhere. Oh, there it is. Thank you. But some people might ask me, why do you have over 2 stacks of chests in your inventory? Well, I have an explanation to do. Because we are gonna make a recycling station. People can bring their trash can, a choco box, towards a station where they put it down. It will automatically get sucked up by an hopper, and the user gets an empty trash can in return, where they can put more items in. And it will roulette the whole system until it empties itself. So the shulker box gets sucked in, bring to an underground station. I want to make this corner here. This is gonna be the soon. This will become a tower where my items are stored. But for now, I'm gonna dig this all out on video this time because I want to show you guys that I'm gonna dig. Where I'm gonna place row on row with chests. And until I'm done with everything and we start building the building and such, and the storage area, I'm gonna keep it like that. But I will make a system that will detect when there are items in the hopper. So it will destroy an hopper, place it down, and transfer the hopper to the right station. So, well, let's start, shall we? The first thing we are gonna do here is take a look where we are gonna place the input for the hallway. Well, if you take a look here, we cannot go down here because the train is here. So I'm going a little bit to this way, and as you can see, there's more rail here. But I can also see that it's about here, it ends. See? It's ended here. So let me place down these blocks back. And let's create a small input box over here. But because I want more than enough space to work with, I'm digging out a little bit bigger than I'm actually gonna use. So, the first things first, we need to make a lot of redstone in this one. So, what we are gonna need in this build, we need, of course, normal pistons. We need comparators. We need repeaters, normal redstone. It's nice to have lamps so you can see what it's doing at the moment and when storage is full. We need hoppers to transport the shulker boxes. And yeah, well, basically that's the most important things next to the dispenser, which you're gonna need to place down a shulker box. So, first things first, let me dig out a small little hole here. And let me see where I'm gonna put the first part. And in order to do that, we need some hoppers. So I'm gonna pick out hoppers. I made an extra chest, by the way, with some nice glass and concrete powder and such. But let's first start with making the input. So if I take a look, I'm gonna make the input here, where they place the shulker box on. Or what is even better is making it down one. Why I'm saying placing it even down one, that way we can close up this area if the storage system is full, so it doesn't overflow itself. So, well, as we know, we want here the storage area. So I'm gonna select some area that we are gonna use. I'm doing it behind this mountain, so this space is ready for more redstone builds. But until now, this is basically the terrain that we are gonna use. And why am I digging so fast? Because I have efficiency 4 on my shovel. And if you might notice, sometimes there is a chance that I get something else than just dirt or grass out of it. Like glowstone bones and such. That's MCMMO, one of our plugins on the server. MCMMO offers a great features, like in the top of my screen you can see my mining level going up when I'm mining. It goes a bit fast. That's not normal in my server. And oh my god, we are still one too big, I think. Yeah, we are one too big here. No problem. I'm gonna just for now close this one up. And to make sure that we can make a wall without pushing against the wall that exists, we're gonna make this one close up too. Then we can make an alley later on towards this storage area. So it's better good. Anyways, it has also abilities. When I right click, I enable the fast break ability. And as you can see, I get a load of XP because I'm digging very, very fast now. It's like efficiency 500 that I have at the moment. And I'm not laughing. I'm a little bit sick. I have a cold, I think. So if I sound a little bit weird sometimes in this video, excuse me. It's not very funny for me because it hurts a lot. Anyways, as you can see here, we are digging very fast, but my cooldown is almost over, so I must be quick if I want to make a lot of changes. Oh, there it was. Oop. When it happens that you find a glitch where you get stuck, simply right click the block where you think the block is, and it will reappear because you interact with it. When you interact with a block, it will automatically reappear as if nothing happened. This bug is basically client-sided. So, it causes the problems on the client side of things. So let me just get my way out of here and go to my boxes because my inventory is full again. So let me... Why is there dirt in this chest? Ah, there it is. The dirt and gravel chests. Let me just remove these two quickly. And is there stone in here? Yeah, I can see that. And the sides. Diorite. And we have stone over here. And this is on the side too. And we have cobblestone over here. And as you can see, it goes up very quickly. Let me turn it to day for the sake of this video. And pick up this stupid stuff here. Well, I'm gonna make it a little bit deeper off camera. But as you might notice, I can dig continuously forward. And how we got them, I still find the wall here. We need to make it another one smaller. No problem. Just dig around. Just dig around. So I'm gonna speed up the video right here. And Well, I'm back. I have dug out basically a whole big area here. As you can see, I left the coal over there because I don't worry about the coal too much because I have a little bit too much coal on my stock. I was thinking why I just leave the walls and such like this because I want to make a little bit better looking automatic sorting storage building. So what this means is that what it currently looks, I keep it like that because I'm gonna place just normal trash. And when the official sorting system will go in, I will turn it into a shulker box based sorting building because I can put much more and color code it when using shulker boxes than the opposite of using just normal chests. That's something that I find useful in the shulker box thingy things. So let's start with the hoppers. I want to make a special surface chest. Let me see. Oh, I have some in my inventory. Lol. That chest is basically a chest where items go into. At first. Oh, hey, there's Zombo there. Goodbye. Sleep well. Anyways, this is the chest. This is the top layer for the roof, and from there I'm gonna make a rows and rows of chests on top of each other, where the items can go in. So to start off, I want to make sure that everything looks right. So let me think. I can start. I'm gonna use my carpet for this. Normally you can make it like whatever you want, but currently I'm using my carpet for the first block, and then afterwards I do just this. I'm making the general road that this is gonna take. Then I'm gonna just destroy this one because it's gonna turn around here and then go to the other side. So chests are too wide, so like 2 here. I want a walkway of 2 or 3 even so. And as you can see, there's just a little bit space left. So I think I'm gonna loop it around and take the other side too. So let's see, that's on this side. So let's create it like here. And then just go like this. This way you can make it loop around this room. Destroy the end one again. Go to here, where you can do the same thing all over again to make sure that the path is completely. And I'm not gonna end it right there because the chests will stick out too. There are some spots here, that one, and that one. Or basically those 2 ones for sure. That's the... Oh, there's a glitch block here. That I can use also for chests, so that's something I'm gonna do here too. But because I want to make sure this is a hopper row and this chest, then I walk, 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 walk. So hopper, chest, chest. Then this is free. Then I can make like let's see, 1, 2 for the chest. Then these 2 are free for more, so I'm gonna stick it right here. Is where the end is gonna be, and then just simply throw the hoppers down and just remove this corner piece and place another hopper here to put the items in. And because this is the end of the line, I want to make sure that the item will end here. So I'm gonna start here with placing chests. But it's not very easy when you have your carpet on, so I'm gonna disable it for the moment. Yeah. So, because it's the last one, we can just make another row here. But I'm just not gonna do that because I want to have the floor clear. Simply place hoppers against it. Now go on top of it again and place the last one facing down. So when it has completed the loop, it must go down in these chests. So yeah, because these are all normal chests, we need to make sure that we also have other types of chests, because you cannot place, as you might notice, I'm spam clicking at the moment. You cannot place normal chests beside a chest that's already a double chest. So I'm gonna make sure that this is a normal, and these ones must all be trap chests in order to fit in. Because I don't have trap chests at the moment, I have to do it with this, like currently. And yeah, I have to do it just like this and keep it like open spaces for now. Because I don't want to make the trap chests yet, because they are expensive to make and I'm gonna leave them out later on. So why make special chests if I can do it like this for the moment being? And I do know that I can also make it like a checker pattern, when you can place more single chests down. But or basically I can then make a checker pattern, but if you calculate it correctly, you can see that you have the same, maybe one double chest more. And I don't think that's big enough for me to make it hard for the construction to do so. So yeah, I just don't like the way that works. There we go, that's one row done. But I need more hoppers, so I'm gonna walk to my redstone chest and get some more. Let me see. I have 48 here and I have 27 here, so I hope it's enough. Oh, a creeper alert. They do blow up stuff in the sea level, and I'm on the sea level, so I have to take a quick look around that they don't spawn here. Otherwise they blow everything up I have just done. Make sure you're always facing the chest when you're placing down the hoppers. So you must make sure that they are all looking inside the chest, so they put their items in the chest. That's something worth noticing. Oops. Those must be on this side. I know it can look terrible, but still, it's just for temporary storage, so I don't make a big point of it. But I thought let's just make a tutorial for it. Well, whatever you wanna call it. It keeps being survivally based, this series, so this is survival. Everything in this video is collected by survivaling on the server. I've worked very hard to get those items, so people commenting about you cheated everything in, no I didn't. That's something I can stick my hand into fire for. I do not cheat in items for this video series, because I think that's not fair against all the other players on this server. Because I'm the owner of the server, it's the BitCube's community network. It has multiple servers for the players there can play on. We have literally almost every game mode there exists for Minecraft. For example, the lab. We have those one. We have creative, we have Minetopia, we have survival, just normal survival. We have mini games, different styles and such. We have adventure maps in our hands. We have an amusement park that's under construction and people can help me with building it. And much more. So I don't think there is anything missing. We even have Skyblock, for example. And maybe in the future, so well, speaking is very hard for me sometimes. I can add more game modes instead of other game modes, or replace a game mode altogether. or anything like that to make sure that everybody has enough fun to do so. Anyways, to continue, we are gonna make a path towards this box over here. And I can see it's on layer 3, down from the grass level. This is layer 2 from the grass level. So I'm just gonna dig one more down and make a underground path towards that chest. To make sure that I will find the chest on the proper location, like here, I always make sure that I follow the boundaries that I was stuck on. So when what I do advise is close down the blocks above the hoppers, because it prevents other items from going into the hopper as well as mobs from spawning. When it's too high, for example, mobs can spawn there and they can cause a lot of trouble if they die. And some servers even have a glitch where mobs can spawn in one high spot. And I do know that that can cause a lot of problems when you have enough space above your, well, hoppers. Okay. This is the hallway currently with all the chests at their positions. When an item goes in here, it goes into this chest. The chest gets emptied out and goes transferring the items all the way around. But what it will do first, it will first fill up the first row, then the second row, and so on, until it has reached the end. But when it's reached the end, it starts filling up this waiting line over here. And when that's filled up, this chest will fill up. What this means is when the signal is long enough, so I'm gonna check how much items there are in this chest, and when it's bigger than a certain amount, bigger than a stack for example, then I will trigger a kind of locking system that locks the system from there, pushing the things over here. But you might think, what you're doing now? You're emptying a shulker box placed on here. Well, no I don't. I just made a path to show you guys how to connect these things. That's why I have this space over here. Because I'm gonna just remove these parts for now. And place a special... Let's just dig this all out. Hey, gold. 9? Oh my god. A lot of gold. Gold, 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 gold. Give me that gold. There we go. That's better. Anyways, we need a dispenser. We need a dispenser facing this way. We need a hopper that's gonna be used for the items to be moved out of the thing. So let's just do this like this. And we need a special unstackable filter. Because we do not want to store unstackable items, we are gonna filter that one out. There's a very good method for doing so. And for that we are gonna dig a little bit deeper. Because things are unstackable, we can push it up again like the normal shulker boxes will. And the shulker box get pumped out of it again, or pushed in a second chest, where they can take out a trash bin when they're done with it. When they need a trash bin for on the go. Anyways, the shulker box gets placed on here and automatically emptied out that way. And I make a small item elevator here with a dropper. So I'm gonna go out of this hole. Take a dropper over here. Let me see. I have some dropper somewhere. Ah, there it is. A dropper. And we're gonna place a dropper over here, facing up, with 2 of the hoppers on top. So now it's connected fully again. With a hiccup here, where it starts placing them down. Well, we want to make sure that if the shulker box is empty, it gets triggered by destroy it, and then it sucks it in too. But we do not want the shulker box or unstackable items to end up in here. We're gonna make a simple filter that works by checking if a stackable item will output a bigger signal than a single item. This means that if we put a stackable item in, it will always go the other side. Anyways, I'm going to here, and I'm gonna go up again, because I'm gonna pick up my redstone box and take it with me for the moment being. I don't want to walk 2 ways every time. But we need a lot of droppers to make an elevator, an item elevator, to move the unstackable items up again. And I want to move them into a chest over here, a double chest. And that double chest will be the output where you can pick up your own trash can. So what we're gonna do here is connect up a hopper to this line. Whoops, there we go. Let's go down here. What we are doing here is we check if this one over here has a stackable item. Then the signal is big enough to make this one depowered, so it sucks down that item into the pipeline. So I'm gonna take a comparator. Whoops. Place it down here. We do not want it touching that one, so to prevent that, we are gonna replace this elevator here just one step this way, so it does not hit the elevator. That's something I always do on the go, because we never know where we end up with redstone. Well, that's something I always say, but oh, there is somebody joining my server. Anyways, let's just keep going. We don't have to remove the chest or replace the chest, because the chest is too wide. We can always use 2 blocks. To continue on, you can notice that there is a hopper line going here. So I'm gonna make it go into this one, then out in this one, and I'm gonna place another redstone comparator that outs it to a redstone signal. To a redstone signal here. As you might notice, this redstone signal is too long, so I'm gonna just place it down here. Oh, whoops, wrong block. I thought it was cobble. Move it down here, move it to here, and last but not least, place a redstone torch, which I have in this choker box over here. Bang! I do have to warn people about this one, because it's touching multiple hoppers, this redstone torch, it will block not only this one, but also the one beneath. But the big thing is that when this is unpowered and sucking in an item from here, it will also move this item continuously forward. So it keeps going like it should do, but keep in mind, we need to rotate this hopper to the wall, because we do not want it to push down the item when there is an item in there. So I'm always pushing it the side way. And the hopper underneath it will always suck it out. Why I did 2 comparators here, another repeater over here. The comparator will output the strength it gets in it. So it keeps the strength the same as it comes out here. So I can basically make a comparator line and keep it powered the same strength, but it costs a lot of comparators to do so. So when a stackable item goes through here, it goes here, the torch goes out and goes directly down to prevent things. Some servers have a tick problem, so I'm gonna make sure that everything works by throwing in my sword. And as you might notice, the sword got sucked up because it's not in the dropper here. It's over here in the second buffer. Let me throw in my shovel and then my thing and this one and this one and this one, and keep on going like that. And you can see that they are, here's my pickaxe. And the rest is gone, you see? But it can be in this corner over here, and otherwise they will be down here in this one, look, all my tools are back. So we know that this is working now, because it will suck up the items when they pass by. And in order to check if everything is working flawlessly, we can press Ctrl on our keyboard and press Q and keep scrolling. Now we are basically spam throwing in stackable items, and you can see it's not completely protected against spam clicking at the moment. Go. My pickaxe is in there. Oh, no. Haha, it's in buffer. Lucky me. There we go. So it will not be leak proof, but in order to test it completely, just place down a chest over here and put a load of unstackable items in it. As you can see, it stays on and then it goes off. And you cannot see any item here. So it makes sure that this item must be a container to make this thing work as it should be. So it goes one thing, but as you can see here, it holded 2 items at the same time. This is normal because the item which gets saved, because the torch stayed off all the time, it saved 2 because they are moving very fast through our hopper system, because the hopper tick is pretty high here. Next thing we're gonna do is make a dispenser, a piston that destroys the shulker box. So we're basically making it here, and to make sure that it doesn't get pushed on the side here, we need a block that will prevent it from going there. So I am always closing it completely off. That's something I always do. Because we can still get the power out of this area. So let me just create, whoops, weird glitch. Just throw this in. There's chests. Because the chest is stackable, it goes into the right spot. Let's just do this one. And get a redstone comparator over here. This comparator is gonna check a signal and and sending the power of that signal through to the through to the piston over here. So we needing a repeater, and where did I leave my box? In my inventory, repeater over here, and then a block over here, and then we need some redstone because we want to spare the things. And to make sure that it's all working very well, I'm gonna make a thing over here and make it go down here with a delay. Oop. There we go. And to advise, if you want to do it like this, simply make it a repeater, because it powers this block, so it powers this one, but also the redstone here underneath it. It will also be powered, so it will also trigger the dispenser, but because I have a delay here, it will do it later on, then it's destroyed. So the shulker box gets sucked in and directly placed down, where it's gonna wait up until it's empty. But let me get myself out of here and place down the second piston there. And because we want to check what it's in there, and this spot over here is already used, we can place a block down here. Whoops. And pull out the comparator from here. But then we have that problem again, so I'm gonna try to find a way of doing it correctly. we can also do it from this side. So what I'm gonna do here is place the comparator on top of this one, going into this one, and then it will get its signal back to that block, which triggers the thing. But the whole point here is that it's gonna be empty. So what I'm gonna do here is make sure that it only triggers whenever the box is empty. In order to do that, we are just gonna remove this all, because I was thinking we can also check if there are no more items going through. Stupid me. We have just a little space here, and that's a big annoying thing. So I am trying to find a way to make it fit here. So I will be right back. Welcome back. It's a big episode, I know, but it's very complicated redstone stuff. So I have fixed it by moving the elevator again to the side, and then make a hopper into the chest, because we are gonna make it a little bit look better, because this system is gonna stay over here, but the storage area gonna be changed. That's why we use a input over here and the storage over there. So over here we have the output chest, which is still connected to everything, but what I did is the same thing I wanted to do. When that is triggered, the hopper gets removed. No input signal is given. Torch turns on, goes to here, powering this one where this is moving up, and give a pulse to the back there, moving the piston, breaking the shulker box. So if the shulker box is empty, no output is given. When there is something in the shulker box, it powers it on, torch goes off, it retracts, and as soon as it's empty, it goes on and it turns around, turning this one on, powering this and powering that over there. I did make it comparators over there, because it does not delay the redstone, and it does not power the hoppers over there. What I also did is change the shape over here from the first corner bit, so like this, to like that, because otherwise this one gets powered by this repeater over here. How this works is when you put two repeaters, both on full delay, and a sticky piston with a block on top on there, when it's powered, it will extract and give a single pulse through. And when it's unpowered, it subtracts and resets itself, so you can do it over again. So you can make a system that with a single, for example, if you pull a lever, it gives a solid signal, but you can make a thing trigger only once with this way of working. So let me get some cooked fish, because I am hungry. And I think this should be it for this part over here, because it will check if there is a shulker box with item in. If there are no items in the shulker box, people can destroy their own shulker box, and it will suck that down as well. But because there is nothing in there, and it gets placed by the it doesn't get placed by the dispenser. So we need to fix that issue before we continue with doing our job. So what happens when you place a shulker box with nothing in it? Just simply put something in it. Simply put just one item in it, and it should work. I do not recommend people breaking the shulker box in there, because it gets stuck in the dispenser down below. We can fix that by making a comparator out of this block and then moving around and then triggering the dispenser, but it makes the redstone more complicated than it needs to be. The next thing we're gonna do here is make the elevator move the items up. So I'm gonna just dig this corner bit out and then just go here, behind it, underground, and go down all the way of the elevator. This is temporarily, we're gonna fill it up in a moment. But as you can see here, the item goes in it. And to prevent the hopper from getting stuck, basically, I'm gonna make a comparator here, a repeater here on 3 ticks delay, into a block on both sides. To prevent it from making a problem, place a repeater here, but because we do not have any block over there, because it's a wall, we're gonna do it on the opposite side. If we place it around here and into a block, we can make sure that when a item passes through, it gets a hold of this one. So, torch over here, block on top. We can make it all the way to the top, that system. But because we want to make sure that this hopper gets blocked while the elevator is going, place redstone here. Nothing more, nothing less. So as soon as this gets powered, it pauses this item hopper, so it prevents it from pushing in an item. That's because it's still busy doing stuff over here. So just remove these two over here and just go up. And keep placing redstone torches. I do want to warn you, this is an elevator, it's not seamless. This means is that there is a chance that a single item keeps getting stuck inside the elevator, but as soon as a new item goes in, it goes through it eventually. So there is a chance that it will somewhere get stuck in the elevator if the elevator is not quick enough for the items. Make sure that one of the redstone lines going out is going into the comparator to make it a clock. So the comparator powers a repeater, powers this redstone over both sides, and because it's comparing both, it will flicker on and off. And if you tune this to subtraction mode, it should work. And if you take a look at this one, this gets powered, turning this one off and goes up, and then powering this whole set here one by one by one. So we're gonna test it out, but first I need to get out of here. So I'm gonna a little bit of cheating by flying out, but you can normally build yourself or dig yourself out of it. But in order to test it, I'm just gonna throw down an item into the hopper down below. Oop. I've done a repeater into the thing, and look, it's here. And because I'm sure that this works, I'm gonna show it again. Run repeater. You hear some clicks, and then there it is. So this elevator is working correctly. So I'm going down here again and just close up this area to prevent mobs from spawning. In order to go out of here, I'm just digging this out for now and then close it up again. And to show it off, just simply place some dirt. Perfect warning, the simple warning. Do not place a block on top of this redstone torch. Because it's continuously on, it blocks this item hopper from pushing in, basically it blocks that item hopper from doing anything. So keep in mind that you do not place a block on top of this one. However, you can build around it. So what I was thinking is making it like this one. So let me just create some decoration blocks. Oh, my brother. And then simply doing like this. And because we do not use this backline over here, we can just simply make it dirt again. If I have enough dirt somewhere, well, I do. One more thing before we close area fully up. Make sure you do not block this piston, so it's always extended. Make sure you light it enough, otherwise it will be full of mobs on the end of the day. And we do not ever want such amount of mobs in here, because then it makes it pretty much impossible to take a look at the redstone if something went wrong, as well as it makes a lot of noise when there are a lot of mobs spawning in this thing. Keep that in mind. So I'm going to this side to mirror the other side, and simply doing it like this can be done, but I'm gonna make it one more smaller to make it look nicer, and then simply put it over here. Close this part up and make sure that this is also closed up so that you have a hole here when they can place their thing down. And then simply finishing touch is basically making it sure that it's all closed up. Make sure you don't hit this one. So what I'm gonna do is just make a thing back here, and let me see, that. So just mirror it on the other side and just simply making it look good like this. And now you have a fully functional recycle system on this side. And when we move to here, we need to use one more thing. And oh my god, there is a zombie down there and a witch. We need to go to this chest and check if this chest is full, or at least contains certain amount of items, and then block this this area. We do not need a lot of space for this one, so I think a 2 byte is more than enough. Just simply place this one over here. Make sure that it has at least 2 redstone, and that's why I make it a zigzag pattern here. We place a redstone repeater over here. So when there is more than one item in here, the second one is powering this one, locking this item hopper from continuing the line, so it fills up this line over here. But what I do recommend is that as soon as that happens, we need to know that it's full. Otherwise, we can block up the system and then make a fully broken thingy thing. Because if in here the system gets too full, and it ends up at the elevator that I placed down, the single item elevator, then we have a problem. Because if the single item elevator gets blocked and it cannot push items in, it will fill up too, preventing the item elevator from working with pushing items up. And later on it also blocks up the sorter for the non-stackable items, and you get a chain reaction, chain reaction basically. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna add up a little bit of a thing here, where I'm gonna put this down. It looks weird for the moment being, but I'm just gonna do it. And then when I place the lamp down here, this lamp is gonna show you when the system is full. So I'm gonna just destroy this one. And as you can see here, I can destroy this one too, by the way. There's a light here. When it turns on, we know that the system is full. In order to do this, repeater here, just break these blocks over here and check where you find a space for the redstone to arrive. I'm just gonna dig this one out. Go down here. Dig down. Oh. Oh. Okay. I have my railroad here. Annoying. Anyways, let me think. I think this is the best spot to do it. Then place a repeater. Oh, my carpet is still on. Place a repeater here. Redstone torch on top of it. Make sure it doesn't interfere with anything else. So I'm gonna put this one on it, this one on it. And then simply make a redstone line. If you want to make it hidden, you can always build around it to make it hidden. But now we do have our input here. So I'm gonna just destroy these two and keep on following this guideline. As you can see, we are ending up at the point where the redstone is. If you have redstone blocks over here, then you can also always use the torch to power multiple at that location. And if you want to make sure that everything works fine, you can always move this one up, place one redstone down, and it will power the both on the bottom here. And if you want to make sure that the top one also works, simply place the redstone down there too. You do not have even to place a torch over here, but make sure that there is an empty spot over here, so it can do its job, because otherwise it just do this. So now we can close this one up and place a block on top of that, like nothing happened. And we can use the second redstone line here to use it as a comparator chain to here. And now we can close this up again. Like nothing happens. And here, of course, same thing. Just close it up when you're done. And make sure that there are no mobs can spawn here. Now we just need to do one more thing, and then we wrap up this episode, and that's making the tiny elevator over here. No, I did not forget it. So I'm going to here. This is the dropper, and I have left some space over here where we can place a redstone comparator. And as I can see here, there is an item in here. If I remove it, the item goes down. Place a repeater over here. Then place redstone. And because this is a very small one, we're just gonna make it go here. Just a second. I need to make it lower here to prevent it to collide with the other thing. So what I just did is making a small redstone torch thingy thing. So if I turn on, for example, this one, as you can see here, it goes down, and this one keeps looping. Make sure that it's lower delay. You can make it fast, this one. It sure can. Then it will suck up it faster towards the sorting system. Because this is a single layer, we do not need to make it slow down. Keep in mind, when you turn it on, it can turn off, and by itself it goes too fast. So if you put too many items in here, it will turn to solid. So I should keep it off if I were you. It doesn't matter too much, but as you can see here, the items are being sucked out. Let's close this up area off too, and I will slow it one more down for the lag. And let's test it, shall we? So first things first, let me get a shulker box full of cobblestone, and let's test it out. Place it down. Yo, it gets directly down there, but I'm hoping it does something. So let's take a look inside. Did it place the shulker box down? No, it did not. It triggered too fast. It triggered too fast. Let me think. We just need to make sure that this one only triggers when there is an item in here. So just make a very quick comparator, which also fixed that first problem. Remember? Because this is a stackable item, you can see it outputs a very big signal, a pretty big signal. So it doesn't have to be a very large comparator into a thing here, and now it does place it down. That's good. But now I need to have myself out of this area. As you can see here, the chocobox has been placed, and the items get sucked out. The power here is way too low to trigger this redstone, so it's gonna push out the items. That goes into here, goes into the area over here. But I can see that this is powered by something. But what is powering it? It's full. What is powering the... Oh, wait. My bad. It's looking the wrong way. You can, by the way, fill this ring up if you picked up items before. It can be filled up to this slot. Keep the last slot open for other items to join the party in this thing. And let's just get out and see what happens. As you can see here, the box is still there. I've currently enabled it to stay inside, but we are gonna pick up glass later on to even close this one up. To make sure that it doesn't fall down beside it or glitch out of it. But let's just keep watching what happens as soon as it's empty. It takes a lot of time to empty itself out. That's why I normally just keep a load of things. Anyways, if you can take a look here, you can see the cobblestone going through. And it will end up in the first row down there. And then we can keep emptying the choco boxes. There is something that I do want to mention. And that is that when there is a power on the on this line here, because there's a choco box there, I recommend to put a light somewhere that shows you that the choco box is still being emptied out. I'm gonna do that right now. So if you want to keep watching, you can do so. It doesn't have to. This is an optional thing, but I do recommend it to build it. Because otherwise you might get trouble with the other stuff. Anyways, there's a thingy here, and I'm just gonna loop around this redstone into here, and that's the light. That when there is a choker down there, it shows it as on. That's how you do it. When this light is on, do not throw a choker in it. It should be almost done. It's still going. So, well, this system is compact, as you might notice. It's compact. It does everything in this small area over here. It is a bit deep. That's something I do know, and it's on my own design. I do not use another one's design. So do not worry about me stealing designs from other people, because I just did it out of my head, something. Nothing to complain about. I cannot look in it because it places it down, it faces up, and there is a block above it. So you cannot take a look in it. However, this block over here is not powered by anything, so you can destroy it. And now you can take a look at it where it is right now. If you build something on top of this one, you cannot look into the choco box. So I recommend building around it, so it prevents it from giving that problem that you cannot take a look into the choco box while it's emptying. I'm gonna help it a little bit so that we can see it faster. There we go. Just about 1 stack remaining. I'm watching. And let's, for the certainty, close this one up. $16, 13, 8. There we go. Bloop. It broke. It went. Why is this powered? It went, but it went where? It's not here, so it should be somewhere else. Just give me a moment. Here I am again. I did found a issue that I made a mistake. There's no mistake with the build, by the way. The red box that was sucked down. The backpack is in the buffer here, which I talked about before. So when the second comes, the first one goes up. So the loop is complete. It does work, but there was one mistake I did make. This one was clogged up. As you can see here, it was clogged up because this one was too slow for the items go through. So I recommend putting it to fast delay to make sure that it does what it should do. If you want it even faster than this one, I have to recommend removing that repeater and simply placing redstone in place of the repeater. Do note that then the power is not full and you need to power it somewhere else to get it as soon as that one too. So if you put it like this, it goes as fast as the items goes in. So as long as there are items going in, it will keep it like it was before, and then it will empty itself out on top of that one. So keep that in your mind when building this. And well, I think that's basically it for this episode. I thank you all for watching. I'm gonna close this one up, and I'm gonna fill it up with with black shulker boxes with the name tag of a trash thing. As you can see here, by the way, it's dark now, so there's no hopper here, and this light is burning. So I do wonder, did I make a mistake or did I just invert the signal accidentally? Yeah, it's inverted. That problem can be solved very simply too, so I'm happy that this episode is not done yet for the moment being. Simply place a redstone torch on this one. And it will invert the signal to off. If you want to make sure that everyone knows how this is working, let me find them. Just simply place a sign on here, below here or on it. When light is on, do not use this system. So that it prevents when this light is on, they may not use that. And when this is here, do not put in a shulker box when light. Ooh. When light is on. This way they work. Anyways, everything is working. It's cleaning everything out. So I'm gonna go down here and take a look at the storage for the last thing. And as you can see here, the items are filling up as they are supposed to. And then when this chest is full, it will go up one chest until this whole row is full. And then it will stop doing that. So I think that's it for this episode. I thank you all for watching and I see you all next time. Good luck!